Why did Shedeur Sanders drop to round 5, the 144th pick, Ponix?
It's a real topic. Because there's no sport that shows plantation and slave like the NBA, like the NFL, bro. You make the higher ups feel away. They don't care about business anymore. They don't care about placement. They care about order and control. And how can we embarrass this kid? How can we get back at Deion? We'll draft his son. We know he shouldn't be drafted. I think it's that simple, personally.
But why would Cleveland take him?
You think they would play a game like that?
You think? Yes.
If you know a player is good,
stop him?
if you know a player is good, you're not going to take him.
You think the NFL cares? The NFL cares?
I think owners care.
No, they don't. They don't because when you tell me about all the different ways that a team could have succeeded without even him having to pan out. Without him having to pan out, they could have succeeded just having him on the team. They were finding people to draft. They were looking like they were finding people from nowhere to draft.
Nah, he looks like that guy in the grocery store looks better.
You talk about you said how many don't pan out?
8, 9 out of 10.
All right, cool. So you think a 25-year-old quarterback is somebody you should draft in the first 3 rounds?
That probably was Gabriel,
not,
right?
No.
Probably not, right? Because he's probably
been around
what he is gonna be. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So when you guys start finding stuff, and before the draft, a week before the draft, you hearing the story. Oh yeah, like he's falling down in the mock drafts and stuff like that. They start everything that was something praised. They made it into something bad.
Mm.
They said, "Oh, he got sacked the most times." Before he offended anybody, or the word they used, sandbagged the interview, they said, "Oh, it's great how he played with no line, no running game. Everything that was a positive going into the draft, literally, they try to use against him. That's corny, bro."
Big Chris.
Yes, sir.
You think this was a league-wide conspiracy not to draft Shedeur?
Nah, I don't think it was. I think basically what happened was they overplayed their hand. They kind of went into the draft with that same kind of attitude that Deion went into the draft with years ago, where he wasn't going to play. He wasn't going to show himself off at the scouting combine. When he went to the Giants, they gave him the playbook with errors in it for him to look through it. He had it in advance. He was supposed to go through the playbook and come back and be like, "Nah, this was wrong. This was wrong. This is wrong." He didn't reveal any of that. And then when Dable called him out on it, they said he got pissed at Dable, and like it kind of became contentious in the interview process. So, and then from what I understand, the same incident happened with several other teams. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, listen, we could say that the NFL did this, the NFL did that, but it all boils down to each team is an individual. That means that the NFL would have had to go to every team and say, "Don't pick him because we're going to teach him a lesson." I'm not buying that.
Not necessarily the NFL, but the owners, I think, did that because that's
It
bullshit.
was a time meeting.
You give him a playbook with errors.
The Giants at that. Y'all drafted Daniel Jones.
That's what I'm saying. Did Daniel Jones pick up on any errors?
Come on.
Apparently he did.
The fuck? They probably even do that shit, man.
But what I'm saying, I mean, listen, they said they did it with everybody. They did it with the drafts from
So this is the first time ever we're hearing of this shit. The first time ever. And I'm not, listen. I'm
telling you what I read.
You know how I feel about the Giants.
I'm telling you what's in the news.
You know how I feel about the Giants, so fuck the Giants.
Yeah, fuck the
you know
Cowboys.
what I'm saying? Hey, listen, it is what it is.
The Giants.
But that is total.
So you
BS.
think that it was a total collusion against every team? Went around and said, "Don't pick Shedeur,"
well,
and then out of nowhere, the Browns said, we're going to buck the system and we're going to go ahead and pick him. We're going to trade.
But they picked the quarterback before him.
Yeah, they picked the kid from from Oregon. And right before him. And then they went and they traded 2 picks to Seattle to pick up Shedeur. So
Yo, listen.
If it was collusion, why not ice him totally out of the draft?
But nobody can explain you being the second-rated quarterback, sometimes first. Hold on. This is before the season started. Hold on, bro. Hold on. You cannot explain to me being the first or second.
You can't explain it.
No, you cannot.
So,
not legitimately
so what,
at all.
So what happened?
Listen, I have no.
I'm saying, what do you think happened?
What I think happened is they tried to pull what the Mannings did for Eli, and it didn't work.
So wait, hold on. You're saying
it didn't work.
You're saying exactly what I'm saying.
No.
You're saying that it was them. It was their camp that tried to pull.
No.
They tried to place him.
No. But what I'm saying is no. What I'm saying is, you let me finish.
Go ahead.
It worked for Eli. It didn't work for Deion. It's not that they overplayed their hand, but to drop to the 5th round when you're the second-rated quarterback is buffoonery. You don't want to guarantee him a contract for being the first-round pick for 3 years? Fine. If you want to so-called teach him a lesson of what you're doing. But to fall to the 5th round, 144 when you're the second-rated player. You're in the top 5 players, not even just quarterback. You're the top 5 rated player in the draft.
Based on who?
Why would they do that?
Wait, hold on. The ratings are based on what though? When you say he's the top 5,
projections. Everything is projections.
The projection by who?
By everybody.
By the
NFL
media.
Focus.
That was just by the media. That's what team.
But that's the same people that had Cam Waters number 1 and he went number 1.
What are you talking?
Yo.
And they had the guy you picked. They had him as the top. They had him as the top 5. And where did he go? Top 5. So he's the only one that they were wrong about.
Again, it goes based off what his camp did. Listen.
So I got
what
you.
I'm saying is the owners definitely did something with one another.
Thank you, bro.
Okay,
definitely.
That's the answer I wanted. So
yes.
you think the owners
was like, nah, we're not doing this. Because listen, I don't know how. Somebody got to look it up. I don't know how many black GMs there are in the NFL, and this is what we need to know.
I'll look that up.
But when you have all the people that had the projection, even if they slighted him, at least to this, it said he'd be a 2nd round. 5th?
Realness.
Come on, son.
I think what we're missing is there was a lot of media about him being an arrogant person, being an arrogant player. And sometimes if you arrogant and you cocky, it's like people's not gonna be on your side. Okay, like that's
that bullshit.
Nah, I'm saying that can't be the case.
I'm gonna let you finish real quick, but hold on. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Sound like Kanye right now.
When the white,
I'm gonna let you finish.
So when
but Shedeur Sanders had the best record of all time.
When white players are arrogant, they're competitive. That's what they.
That's the narrative. That's always gonna be the narrative.
I don't want you to fall into that.
The number 1 pick was a black player.
We can. They can. We can't. We already know what the fuck that is.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. So
that's what it is, though.
They colluded.
But what I'm saying is, you can't say that that they're not making that part of the narrative.
What?
Whether it's right or wrong, that they saying that he was arrogant.
For sure.
Right? And because of that, because they said that he was arrogant, 32 teams felt like he shouldn't that he shouldn't go in the 1st round. Guess
3
what?
times.
Yeah.
4 times.
4 times. I'm sorry.
And that's why he didn't go. So we already know what it is. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's why the motherfucker didn't go.
That's
all I'm saying.
I agree with you. This is what I don't understand though about like us, right? Why we just can't be cool, bro? Why we just can't go through the process, get the fucking $50 million, Button up, tighten up, go through your interviews, do what you gotta do, go to the combine, just fucking tighten up, bro. Take the fucking $50 million and just be cool,
You
dog.
getting picked.
You're gonna come in there with all this arrogance and this legendary of what? When did you do legendary, bro?
Yo,
Your pops is legendary, not you, bro. This is the reverse of LeBron and his son, right? Bro, you're not legendary. Your pops is legendary. Your pops ran the 4-2, dog. Why? I don't understand why we just keep messing up the fucking money, bro. You went from $50 million now to not even guaranteed $1 million. For what? Because you legendary and you arrogant. You coming in with this overconfidence?
yeah.
Like, yo, just be cool, bro. Yo, what would you tell your son if you want an interview? Go in there like, yo, I'm the best person for the job. I'm that guy. They could be like, take your resume and throw that shit in the garbage, bro. There's no way 32 teams said, we gonna teach this man a lesson.
That's exactly what they did.
Not 32, because 32 teams didn't need a quarterback. I would say maybe
And probably
Maybe
between
5 or 6.
half,
So
15.
Cleveland.
because Cleveland the only one that really needed him.
How many?
Well,
But they got two.
How many
They
quarterbacks
drafted
did
2
Cleveland draft?
quarterbacks.
So then
How
listen.
many? They needed a quarterback, bro.
So then why
Bro,
didn't they?
too many
Let me
teams
ask you a
that needed
question.
quarterback, bro.
Yeah, let me ask you a question, Ponix. Then if they needed a quarterback so bad, why did they trade the number 2 pick instead of keeping that for themselves and taking Shedeur there?
But like this is the collusion part. This is the collusion part.
You're asking me a question that was already answered.
All right, here we go.
It's
Here's
a collusion part.
Listen, I mean,
You're not asking me anything new.
I'll ask you something new.
Go
So
ahead.
why would they collude?
Go
Then?
ahead.
Why would they collude?
What? Bro, just for what you just ranted about.
I'm saying, but
Y'all
an
answering.
example?
Yeah. No.
Y'all answering
I'm
the
asking
question
you.
that y'all asking me.
why would they do that?
To
To
make an
teach him a
example?
lesson?
Yes, this
Yes.
is what
Yes.
this is what it is,
What,
bro.
what is
Yeah.
going
I
on?
Look,
Bro,
What
I
is
don't agree
going
with it,
on?
yo.
If you
That's
know
why you're
what-
looking
it
at
don't-
me and you
Bro,
asking
as
me.
a player, you want to teach somebody a lesson. If
But
you
hold
think
on,
they're
hold
good,
on. Has it never been talent that fell in the draft due to outside of the field antics?
yes.
No.
Yes, but not.
Mike Green, quote unquote, got something nasty next to him. He was one of the best people at his position. He got drafted in what round? Because people didn't want that. What I'm saying is,
But yo, to fit,
what I'm saying is, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll go out on a limb. Most football players are bugged out. Out of all athletes, most of them are bugged out. Most of them do have this high level of arrogance. Out of all athletes, I firmly believe that. But what I'm saying
the
is,
quarterback
at
position.
what point are you looking at the talent compared to your feelings? You're telling me that somebody was, oh, he's the second best. Oh, I didn't like the way he made me feel. You don't want to fucking win. You're Cleveland. You're Cleveland. You guys are telling me, you're telling me this like like the Eagles did it or somebody of substance. The wackest teams was sitting here saying, I'm not
the
going to
worst
draft him.
franchise.
No, and they got nothing.
right.
Get the fuck out of here. You're not giving.
But it can't be for talent,
No.
B.
You asked me a question. I'm going to answer the question. Pittsburgh, who's their quarterback currently? They don't even have one.
Mason Rudolph.
They don't even
got him
have
back.
one. They
So-
don't even have a.
so you-
they
so-
don't. No.
so they
no,
was in on the
you guys
collusion
asked
too?
Who needed a quarterback? They don't even have a quarterback.
They got Aaron Rodgers, bro.
They don't
They
have
didn't get
Aaron
him yet.
Rodgers. He was at the Kentucky
he's in
Derby.
the works, bro.
He's at the
He's in the
Kentucky Derby.
He's in the
Your man
works.
is retired.
Okay. So who's more
Come on,
arrogant,
son. Come
Shedeur
on, son.
or Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers did. He got 5 MVPs.
Come on, bro.
But
Come on, bro.
We talking about the Aaron Rodgers for the last 3 years, and he's 41.
Your man
You
Aaron
want
Rodgers,
him over Shedeur?
Your man Aaron Rodgers literally had press conferences every fucking
let-
week blaming somebody
All
else
right,
as to why the Jets lost.
I'm gonna take over the hosting job. Out of all of y'all in here, who do you want right now? Aaron Rodgers or Shedeur?
Shedeur.
And that's not collusion. We all don't know football like that.
bro.
But you know
Come on,
that
bro.
Shedeur gotta be a better fit than Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
And you don't even have him yet.
But,
You're hoping to get him.
There is collusion, right?
I don't think you were disputing that though.
But son, if you think somebody complain, it's only so far collusion can go, bro.
That's why he didn't go undrafted.
Correct.
and that's why he went drafted where he drafted.
That's why we
You
talking
guys
about
knew
fifth.
Y'all took it too far, bro.
But yo, Cleveland,
That took it too far, bro.
Cleveland sound like
Yo,
that.
they had somebody on at the draft combine, and he threw the ball slipped out of his hand.
he got
And he
picked
got
before.
drafted.
I saw that.
Come on, bro.
I saw that,
Come
bro.
on, cut it out.
But let me ask you this, though.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Why
bro.
is
Cut
it?
it out.
Why is it so
Cut it out.
important to get drafted, whether it's first round, or second round, or fifth round, as long
Money.
as you got
Money.
50
Money.
million?
Money.
The
But,
money is
I mean, at the end of the day, he has to prove himself, right?
sure.
Yeah,
so
of
if he
course.
wants the money that he feel that he deserve, or his camp feel that he deserve, he has to show it and prove it in
He don't
Cleveland.
get the grace
Everybody
of
do
he
it.
don't get the
All right.
grace of making the
Yeah.
mistake. That's the problem.
They could cut him at any
He,
time.
he don't
fifth
get
round.
the grace of being a bust and walking away with
Exactly.
$50 million.
You don't get another chance.
Sam
but
Bradford.
come on, bro.
to
That's-
Marcus Russell.
Come on, you
But-
man.
And they
I'm
kept
just-
giving Sam Bradford chance after chance.
Said, yo, bro, Shedeur had no line, no run game. Everybody knew he was going to throw the ball in college.
But bro, he went to Cleveland.
The nigga he threw the ball to won the Heisman. He got two other people drafted. Shout out Jimmy Horn, we drafted him.
Oh,
Bro,
shit.
if you're gonna sit here and get other people drafted that weren't even on mock drafts,
wasn't on anything.
you're gonna tell me that this guy don't get the come on, bro. Come
Yo,
on.
Jimmy Horn's
we're
good,
not
bro.
talking about sports then.
Jimmy Horn's pretty
We talking
good,
about
bro.
our feelings. We talking about our feelings. Yo, he made niggas feel, oh, he's arrogant. We don't want Deion 2.0, whatever. But guess what? There's a bunch of and this is what I mean. Bro, at the end of the day, niggas talk about business this, business that. It's not business, it's not personal. But everybody in these positions show that the one thing consistent about business is the fact that it's always personal. Because guess what? Even if Atlanta
It's
wasn't
just never
going
personal.
to talking about the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons. You don't think they would have profited to have a Sanders on the back of their jersey? Even if he wasn't going to play. Even if he wasn't going to play, right? You didn't draft him, whatever. Now it comes out, your son calling, what the fuck is this? Somebody on the team, son called him to say he got
that's
drafted.
crazy.
What the fuck is
The
that? That's
defensive
not
it was the
man.
defensive
How would he get
coordinator's
access to the
son.
number?
That's
Hey,
bullshit.
How would he get access to the number?
His father gave it to him.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. So when little stuff like that is happening during the draft process,
He
we're
must have known
watching.
something.
Come on, bro.
That's
You know what
Niggas,
this is?
niggas was like, yo, we gonna teach this nigga a lesson
You know what this
because
is?
he's arrogant. We gonna knock him down a few notches. That's what it was.
To the fifth round, though?
Obviously,
How, bro? If he was
that's
number
the
two,
reason
that's crazy.
why we confused.
I don't know, bro.
That's
Can I say
that.
something?
What's up, Dirk?
Just want to jump in here real quick. I have to agree with Owen Ponics, right? Now,
Man.
we can say whatever we want to say, but owners are owners. You don't think that they could get in a conference call with each other and be like, yo, we're going to teach these niggas a lesson. All the
Absolutely.
owners.
They've been doing it for years.
You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
there's no way that shit is not collusion. There's no way that they didn't get together and be like, yo, he not going before the fifth. And just, I'm the owner. I can
Alright,
say
so-
whatever the fuck I want.
I got you.
And we all
Yes,
get to, we all a club. We're a club.
Yeah, it's not all 32 owners that
Most
do
of them.
this.
Most
But yeah,
of them.
most, but not most, because only a few needed a quarterback.
So it went like this. Let me see if I could. It went like this. All the owners said, yo.
Well, not
Cleveland-
all, but the ones that matter.
Yeah, they say, listen, we're going to take Shedeur, but we're going to wait till the fifth round when he's available.
I would say
we all agree, don't pick him because we're going to take him. And the owner said,
That's too specific.
I think it was just like we
saying,
not.
You're trying to say. You're trying to be funny.
trying to see how
Tom
it's
Mead.
going to go, bro.
son.
It was a town meme, kid.
How'd it go?
It's unofficial, like he's not going before the fifth. Just talk.
So
yeah,
it
he's
wasn't-
not going before the
It
fifth.
wasn't to the team. It's like, we're going to make him wait till the later rounds.
I feel like
So that's the
word,
agreement they
word
made?
got
Day
around. He gonna wait till the fifth.
32 teams, though?
But
Who was Cleveland's first pick? Who was their first pick?
you tell me.
Oh, hold on. How did I
Rand.
hear?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Not mad at the pick. You can literally draft Shedeur. They would have had the same fucking draft. And they drafted him in the fifth. Why? If you knew you were going to draft him, what? And then, like you said, he traded up. They traded up to get him. If you thought he was this person that could be missable, why are you even trading in the fifth round? Draft is practically over. No? No.
Who you said the
So
pick was?
why you doing a last minute draft
Graham?
to get
Yeah,
the guy that you wasn't sold on to begin with? That don't even make sense.
So they wanted
he
him.
would have fell in your lap. You knew.
Yeah, they took
Bro,
Mason
we
Graham,
gonna pick him.
defensive
We gonna
tackle.
pick him in the spot we want to pick him at.
We're just gonna let him wait.
We gonna let him wait because guess what? We know that the Sanders are going to make this a show. So guess what? We'll make it a show too.
All right, so is he gonna have a starting job?
In
hell no.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
Very possible.
With the quarterbacks
Very
they have?
I think it's possible.
And
Possible?
they
Yeah.
drafted
Yeah,
him in
definitely.
the
Possible?
fifth round.
Because listen, not that he's not a good quarterback, but he's a good bridge quarterback. The Ravens
Flacco.
quarterback,
Flacco?
Flacco, yeah.
think
And then
he
they
gonna
picked.
start?
Yeah, Flacco's gonna start.
No, you think Shedeur's going to start for Cleveland?
Not off the rip, unless he has an outstanding mini camp
I think he's gonna be
and
during
preseason.
spring
If
camp.
they give him that opportunity, if they give him the opportunity to win the job, he's better than those. From what
yes.
we saw in college, he's better than the two options they have already.
I will say this though. I do agree he's paying for the sins of his father, right? They're gonna make Shedeur earn every fucking thing that he's gonna get.
You
He
said
did it in college, and now he's in the pros. He's a 5th round draft pick. They drafted another quarterback in form, and they got Flacco in front of him again. So now
And
when he comes
Pickett.
into camp, he's gonna have to prove himself again.
for sure.
That's the life of being Deion Sanders' son,
You
bro.
said
They got tapes of Shiloh getting burned by Antonio Brown. Like,
no. Antonio Brown got tapes of Antonio Brown
I'm saying?
doing.
Like
he ain't
this
got
is
it.
not gonna happen unless
That's
you're Deion
crazy.
Sanders' son. Like there's probably kids getting burnt by 40-year-olds right now, but you're not gonna see a tape, dog.
Drafts have smoke screen, bro. People do it. People find, bro. Tetaroa, they said, oh, he said he didn't like football. He doesn't watch film and blah blah. He said that his freshman year of fucking, I think, college.
Yeah.
They made it seem like it was a recent clip because they wanted to hurt people. They gonna try to drop people's stock, whatever. But you said, I'm going back to, because I didn't want to cut you off. I wanted you to talk about your draft. You said Jackson Dart.
Uh-huh.
We talk about collusion. I just spoke about smokescreen. Where did we hear the name Jackson Dart anywhere? Going into the draft, when at the end of the college
heard it.
season, when did we hear the name?
heard
being where
I heard
it
it
was.
during the season.
Huh?
I heard it during the college season.
Being
And
where
he
it
fell
was.
off. In the beginning of the season, he was highly rated.
Exactly.
And he fell the
Right.
fuck
That's
off.
why I said at the end of the college
Yeah.
season, where did we have Jackson Dart?
They had him at projected the 3rd round, 4th round.
Exactly. So my whole thing is, guess what? If the owners can somehow be like, you know what, I'm actually high on this person, it can change like that. You don't think the perception of somebody else can? They can devalue somebody just like
Absolutely.
that. So when you
I
say
agree.
you
But
read,
listen-
when you said you read a statement and stuff like that, we're talking about owners that are next to billion. We're not talking about little people. They have control of what goes out. So when narratives go, yo, the Shedeur kid is blah blah blah, it only takes one. So when the stories start going there, you're like, you know what? He made me feel that way too during the process. You know what? He made me feel that way too during the process. Guess what? We dropping his stock. They have the control to do that. So
Well, that-
when you
listen,
say,
and
oh,
I-
where does this come from? That's where it comes from.
But these are the
Listen,
same-
I agree with that 100%. But again, it goes back to what, like I said, I just believe that they overplayed their hand. They thought they had more power than what they did, and the owners, in turn,
Got the ultimate power.
had the ultimate power.
For sure.
Each team decided, you know what, I'm not fucking with them. Whether or not it was a collective phone call that all 32 teams got on and said, we're not going to draft him. That I don't know. But I do know that it didn't work. However they played it, it didn't work out for them.
I tell you this much.
Who said that? Oh, but hold on.
Go.
Who said that what hand were they playing? Where was it? Did you hear
What
Deion?
hand did they play?
Yeah,
No, no, I'm
what
saying,
he
did
trying
you
to
hear-
do?
When I say that,
No,
what
hold
hand
on.
did
I'm
they play?
asking
They
a question.
play
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm saying, did you hear Deion say my son is not going here or there? Did you hear Shedeur say any of that?
No.
We heard Archie Manning and Eli Manning said we're not playing for you. Like that was
Absolutely.
a statement.
I
But you
agree
didn't hear that
100%.
from Deion Sanders.
I agree with that 100%.
So all this shit could be made up.
I agree with that 100%.
This is what I'm saying. This is why this shit is collusion.
But we're
why.
going on the premise that this is all real.
Okay.
Yo, Dirk Froney answered there are currently 11 black general managers in the NFL,
And then I felt good.
which is an all-time high. That means a third of the NFL has a person
Giants
of
got
color
one, right?
in charge of football operations.
Say again?
Is the Giants
Thank you, Dirk.
GM black?
No.
No?
It's
Why?
Sheen.
How?
Joe Sheen.
Oh no, the one before.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one before.
was
All right.
Reese.
Yeah.
All right,
He
man.
was black.
I roll for Shedeur, though, you know?
I'm gonna buy a
Yeah,
jersey,
me
bro.
too.
This is ridiculous.
But he's going to have to always prove
You have to
himself.
work
Yeah,
for it.
Absolutely.
Listen,
And that's
man.
okay though. 'Cause
No,
that-
that's
Listen,
not
my whole
okay.
job. Your
That's
job
okay,
is
yeah.
to do
Once
it.
he
But-
shines,
starting job.
My whole thing is make at least, right? And I'm not even speaking to corruption or whatever. At least hide it better than that. You feel me? If you're gonna do crime or you're gonna do some bullshit like that, at least try to hide your hand. 144, you wasn't hiding shit. You made it clear what you were doing, bro.
Because owners have chosen worse and have signed worse
That's what I'm
human beings.
saying. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yo, Jets have criminal history.
Jamarcus
son.
Russell is #1, bro.
We're coming back with Shannon Sharp
Sam Bradford.
and Bill Belichick.
Josh Rosen.
Oh yeah.
Come
Oh,
on,
that was
bro.
the last one that went #1.
Sportsmanlike conduct.